Okay, today what we're going to do is we are going to use some math formulas in Google Sheets. The formulas that we're going to be using are sum. It's going to help us figure out what the sum of a number is. And then we're going to do something called a count if. It basically lets us count something if it meets a certain criteria. So let's get started. All right, first thing you're going to need to do in your browser is you've gone into Google Classroom, found it, found your work, and you should have a random numbers open, but of course you will have your name at the beginning. Next thing you need is you need a new tab in Google. You click plus, and you're going to type random, R-A-N-D-O-M. Whoops, I've got the caps lock on, so I'm going to turn that off. Then number, N-U-M-B-E-R, space. Generator and press enter. Random number generator. And when you do that, you should be taken to a Google random number generator. We can change what's available. You could change your minimum to a 0, but I like it at 1, so I'm going to leave it at a 1. And I am going to leave or change my max number to 5, so I can get numbers between 1 and 5. And then when I'm ready, I press generate. First one is 1. I go back to my sheet. I go back to my number. 1. Random generate. Number is 5. 5. Random generate 1. 1. Random generate. Didn't take it. I click 1 more. 3. I'm going to go until I have 20 numbers. 1. 5. 1. 2. 5. 1. Man, we're getting lots of ones. Didn't take it. 2. Whoops. 5. 1. 2. 1. Now I am moving quickly, of course. You can use this video to slow down. 5. 4. 5. Oh, I did get the 4 in there. 5. 2. 5. Okay, now I've got my 20 numbers. Column B1, which is right here, was a title. So that means to have a full 20 numbers, I had to go to B21, which I did. Now, I've got all this information. What I want to know next is the sum of column A. So to figure that out, what I do is I come down here. We're going to use a formula or a function to do that. So we come up to functions. We click on sum. Now it's saying, hey, what cells do you want to include? I'm going to go click on 5, press and hold, which is B21. When you scroll up, it keeps on changing where you start. So now it's thinking it starts at B19, B18, B17. I'm just going to drag up until I get to 2. Now I don't put number in there. I just go down to B2 and I let go. Now at this point, all I do is press enter. When I come down here, what it's doing is it is giving me the sum for the numbers B2 through B21, and we can tell that total is 57. How cool is that? Now, we also want to see what the results are for our number. So over here, our options were 1, enter, 2, enter, 3, enter, 4, enter, 5. That was it. Enter. To find out what those results are, and here's the thing, my numbers are justified right. I don't like that, so I'm going to click on the D column. Then I come up to my horizontal alignment, and I go to center and watch what happens. See how it puts them nice in the middle? Oh, it feels so much better. Same thing on B. Center. Oh, so much better. Now, to do this, we're going to use something called a COUNTIF, and I don't think I see it in here. Let me just look. Ooh. Count. There it is. Okay, it is in here. So I'll show you that one more time. We're going to, right here, we want to know how many times 1 came up in our results over here, because we can see. So what we're going to do is we want our results to be in E2. So we click in E2. And we come over to our functions. And we are going to come down to all. And this is called a COUNTIF right here. COUNTIF. Alright, it wants to know what cells. So we're going to come over here. Our first number is in B2. So I press and hold there. See how B2 showed up here? I'm going to press and hold, hopefully drag down. It thinks I want to stop at B8. I don't, so I go back to the beginning. I start at B2. I go down to my last entry, which was 21, and I press enter. It will now tell me that I have a mistake because I forgot to tell it, hey, what are you counting? COUNTIF. So I come up here, I left press, I do a comma. I do a space, I do parentheses, and I'm looking for the number 1, so I press 1 parentheses. Now I press my enter. Let's see what happens. It is telling me that my result for this number came up 7 times. 7 times. OMG. 7 out of 20. Let's do that again for the number 2. So here we go. We go over to our formulas. We're going to go to all. We are looking for the COUNTIF. What cells? I come over, I press my first cell and drag down. I do a comma because I'm smart and remembered this time. And it's asking me, what do I want to count? I want to count the number 2. So I do parentheses, 2, parentheses, enter. Ooh, and we can see 2 showed up 4 times. That's crazy. Let's do 3. Ready? Here we go. I'm in my cell. Sum, all, COUNTIF. What cells? And I'm moving fast. You can pause this. Comma, space, parentheses. I'm looking for the number 3. So what I do is I do 3, shift parentheses, and press enter. 3 showed up only 1 time. That's crazy. Let's check and see with 4. We go to sum, all, COUNTIF. What cells? We've done this before. Comma. Oops, that's not a comma. Shift parentheses. My number that I'm looking for is 4. 4, shift parentheses, enter. 4 showed up only 1 time too. That's crazy. Last one, 5. Sum, no, not sum, sorry, all. Count if what cells B2 through B21, comma, space. I think this is 5. We're going to scroll up last one. Yeah, 5. Shift parentheses 5, shift parentheses, enter. 5 showed up 7 times. That's crazy. Surely that's, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so now it's your turn. Well, you've been doing this whole time. So give yourself a pat on the back. Good job.